Looksmaxxing, mewing, soft maxing, hard maxing. How would you rate me on a scale of 1 to 10? Be honest. My nasolabial folds are too prominent and my brow projection is too poor. No woman will ever love me. While these sound like ridiculous buzzwords and sentiments, this is the reality for those radicalized by the concept of looksmaxxing. Looksmaxxing is a form of self-enhancement that encourages people to make changes to their physical appearance to fit in with certain beauty ideals. It is typically young men who are the target of and follow this online trend. Psychiatrist Dr. Nicole Washington explains. This essentially means a male version of glowing up, phrased in a more masculine way, maxing out your looks stats. However, the way in which men go about this can widely differ. Looksmaxxing is a broad topic dedicated to self-improvement that can become a slippery slope to obsession with and warped view of the self, disordered eating, extreme misogyny, and even violence. Now, looksmaxxing is a trend for a reason. Users described their unhappiness and poor lifestyle before they got into self-help communities and flourished, socially, emotionally, physically, and mentally. Improving one's life with better sleep, diet, and exercise will undoubtedly only benefit them. Furthermore, being attractive can improve one's quality of life, according to the National Library of Medicine. Attractiveness is linked to health, fertility, and social skills, which can lead to better relationships and opportunities. Moreover, studies show that attractive people tend to get better jobs and feel more fulfilled in romantic relationships. My interviewee and brother, Ian Evans, is a 19-year-old sophomore in college who has spent the past year throwing himself into the gym, cleaning up his diet, working on his skin, among many other pathways to success. In this interview, he was asked questions about his views on looksmaxxing, his own journey, and the way that it's impacted him. What does your diet look like right now?
My diet is kind of like an NPC diet, but not in a bad way. I just eat a lot of things high in protein. I eat a lot of chicken and eggs and Greek yogurt. I eat a lot of bananas. I have a lot of peanut butter, a lot of rice. Kind of a lot of, like, there's not that much variety in my diet is what I'm trying to say. But I do get stuff here and there, but mostly just chicken, rice, beef, bananas, peanut butter, bread. Just things to get carbs, things to get a lot of protein in.
Unfortunately, this is where my main argument begins. The pipeline from going to the gym to a full-fledged obsession. It begins as diluted inceldom or notions of revenge. Think the trend, proof that bullying works, mewing and mogging jokes. As the TikTok content overtakes your For You page, brain rot turns into The looksmaxxing term itself was derived from incel communities like incel.is around 2014, equipped with a culture filled with hatred of women and society overall, utterly fixated on their flaws and convinced they're incapable of finding love. r/TrueRateMe, Vindicta, and Looksmaxxing Advice are Reddit forums with 270k, 90k, and 88k members respectively. TrueRateMe holds a library of content dedicated to analyzing and rating one's appearance, claiming to be scientifically backed. Its description reads, "The purpose of this sub is to provide facial ratings of both men and women based on objective factors such as harmony, sexual dimorphism, symmetry, and qualities of their features. This means analyzing/evaluating a person's attractiveness without regard for one's own feelings. This is not a subjective rating sub." The sub is flooded with users, primarily young women, asking for a rating and receiving hyper-specific answers and critique. Vindicta, dedicated towards women, also holds a massive library of information on what it means to be a Becky, below average/ugly woman, and a Stacy, above average/attractive woman. While there's many success stories within Vindicta, other posts and plenty outside of these few subreddits admit to falling victim to it and how it damaged their self-esteem, relationships, and mental and physical health. On the more mainstream gym side, creators like Large Bosch, who lost a significant amount of weight and built a great deal of muscle, confess to starving themselves to achieve this and continuing to have an obsession with their weight and looks overall. Now, the purpose of this video is not to bash Looksmaxxers. I urge you all to consume this material and think critically about it, recognizing the harm and potential for harm. On a personal level, you can avoid this content and report more blatantly harmful kinds. On a community level, you can educate others on this and call it out for how much it can damage. The sites that are more blatantly dangerous, deep in the incel community, can also be reported and requested to be taken down entirely, depending on the severity. You will also be encouraged to look at positive self-improvement content that does not beat down the viewer but lift them up, and you can post similar sentiments online if you're posting about it. And this concludes my video essay about Looksmaxxing. Thank you.